Welcome, my good people, back to the Trippin-N-The podcast, episode 12. I'm your host, Dice, of course, with my co-host, Mike, and we back at it again, talking preseason basketball, of course. Got the season coming up on Wednesday, October 19th, away game against the Memphis Grizzlies, but like I said, we're talking preseason first. So let's start it off. Let's get right into it. What you feeling this preseason? What's your key points? What you saw? What some things you liked, didn't like, things that you might have saw that's kind of the same from last year? What you got for me today?
All right. So my first takeaway is I'm starting with the positives. Mitch, I'm really impressed with Mitchell Robinson. It's only preseason, but it's just you see the maturity, you see the effort, offensive rebound, and playing his role, blocking shots. He seems to be just energetic and involved. His money, I was a little concerned about, is he going to give the same type of effort? And, go as hard after he got his bag, because I questioned a little bit of his maturity in the past. But he seems to motivate him by trying to live up to that contract. So, point one, Mitch.
Right.
Bronson would be my second. I always knew Bronson could ball. I think he's going to be a little better than I expected him to be. Just as far as
me too.
Shot is off. He seems to get to the line. He seems, if you make a turnover, he's not down on himself. He come right back, do what he need to do. So I'm impressed by that from Bronson for sure. Third player would be RJ. He seems to be real comfortable playing with Bronson and playing his role. All through the 4 games, very consistent with his 3-point shot. It just looks smooth. It looks easy. I don't look like he's forcing anything. He look like he's finishing better at the basket as well. He's on more contact than he might have missed before. Complained about the call. He's just fighting through it, which is good to see. Still want to see a little bit of the MIDI from him a little bit. I haven't really seen that yet. I would like for him to incorporate that a little bit more, but very impressed with him. Randall. I'm the biggest. I don't know
Not
if I
bad.
want here. Hasn't been bad, man. He's been a team player so far. His shot not rolling. He's not forcing it. He's not spinning. He's not doing nothing crazy. He's playing within the offense. Passing the bar fairly well. Had a couple games, 5 assists in his preseason. So that was really good to see from Randall. I hope he plays this way the rest of the year. And I'm very impressed by that. As far as my fifth point, and I want to make a point of saying this because I'm very critical of this person, is Thibs.
I know where you're going. Yep.
I'm actually going Thibs.
Okay. That's not what I thought. Okay.
I'm actually going Thibs. I'm happy with his rotation so far in the preseason. I seen him not ride the starters too much. Randall's not having it a little bit. He let Obi rock in one of the games when he had 24. Obi don't have it. He's bringing Randall back in. He's substituting. He's mixing it up. Yeah, that's what I want to see all year from Thibs. Okay. Gave Cam his opportunity. He didn't make the best of it, but he gave him his opportunity.
That's where I thought you was going. Man.
I'm going negative with that. But that's all for me. As far as negatives go, the bench scares me a little bit from what I'm seeing. IQ, I thought not liking his play. He's very
selfish. He kind of playing selfish.
Yeah, very selfish this preseason, not passing the ball like he should. It's very concerning for me. Obi's had the one good game where he was killing. Of course, we know he's gonna get them run out dunks. He's gonna get some backdoor, but his 3-point shot has been inconsistent, which scares me. Rose, we haven't seen a lot of, so I know what Rose brings. I'm not too concerned about Rose. Isaiah has some good games. He has some games not so good. Concerning. And, Cam has been a disaster, bro. Well, he's been an
atrocity. My friend.
I'm trying to root for him, man, but he doesn't do anything well. You don't shoot well, dribble well. He's an okay defender, not great. He's
costly turnover in that Pacers game.
Yeah, man. I was rooting for him hard, man. I wanted him to crack this rotation, but he didn't show me anything to warrant that at all. So That's a little concerning. Grimes, we've seen a little bit of. I expected a little rest from him, so I can't really say much. We'll have to wait till the regular season to see what we got from Grimes. But overall, solid preseason. The starters played really well together. Encouraged to see that. I hope this bench comes together to make this a really, somewhat competitive team. As far as my predictions go for the season, I think we're a 41-41 team.
Wow. Okay.
I think they're gonna get off to a slower start. I think they're gonna pick it up as time go. One of these young players, I think, is going to step forward, distinguish himself as other than RJ. One of the between OBIQ or Grimes, one of those guys is going to show us enough to say, okay, we got another piece. 500-year fight for the play-in type of team, unless a move is made. That's pretty much what I see so far from me. How about you?
So like you, I'm gonna start with the positive. I'm gonna start with Jalen Brunson, man. Man, had that one struggle game against the first game against the Pacers, the last game against the Pacers. McConnell was kind of pesting them and stuff like that, but 27 points against the Wizards. What I see right there is, I mean, we already knew he could play, obviously, but we were watching from a different team, and now we're watching a lot more closely and in depth. He just gives us stability, man. Everybody else just looks calmer, like, you know what I mean? We're not the most talented. We don't got the highest top end talent or great young talent that's coming up and stuff like that. But I mean, the talent that we do have, which is some really good players, they just look better in their roles. Like, you know what I mean? We still see Julius Randle handling the ball, but you're not turning the ball over. You're not making bonehead passes, spinneroni pass, fadeaway pass. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? I seen a stat the other day where it was like his assist to turnover ratio is like 5-1 or something crazy like that, 4.7-1 or something like that. And like just seeing that early in the preseason is something that's giving me confidence a little bit. You know what I mean? In him to be able to play at least to a certain level. He's not going to turn around and be a superstar again from the 2020 season. Like I said, that was empty gyms, crazy season. Everybody caught COVID. That's not going to happen again. But if he could give me 18 and 10, 5 assists, efficiency, shoot a little better, and just keep this intact, that's all I need. You know what I mean? So I guess I kind of hit 2 points right there with Julius Randle. That was one of my 5, I guess we going. But I go with RJ Barrett as the third. Going to the basket, strong, looks more in control of his body when he's attacking the basket. The 3-point shot, man, it's looking right. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna get too crazy. It's preseason, but the shot looks different. He lets it go quicker. He shoots it at a higher arc, and it just looks like he has more confidence in that. You know what I mean? We've seen the videos with his trainer, Drew Hanlon, and they dropped those videos right before the preseason. And I mean, we all saw the shot. It looked better, and it's kind of looking like it's translating right now. You know what I mean? Fourth, I'm going to have to say, the guy I didn't want to resign, man, Mitchell Robinson, man. We kind of talked about it a little earlier, you and I. He just doesn't look as clumsy. You know what I mean? He looks more in control of his body, more intact, just kind of more firm. 20 and 12 last game, couple blocks, kind of changing everything in that paint. Gafford has some shots on the other end, but other than that, solid game from Mitch. He's kind of been our most consistent Knick, I would say, as just bringing it every night on both ends of the floor, kind of the energy and just the determination, the hustle. We've seen 4 or 5 offensive rebounds, 1 possession.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm starting to believe now. Because if you're doing this in the preseason, that's just showing me that you're going to bring it because you already got the bag. It's nothing you got to prove right now. You know what I mean? It's like And so I'm really liking Mitchell Robinson, man. If we can get Jalen Brunson to be consistent, RJ to had a shot running, you know what I mean, this year. Randall to just play his game. Do what you do. You know what I mean? You're gonna miss shots, we know that. Once you start missing shots, get downhill, get some easier baskets, get to the free throw line. But if Mitch could hold it down, I don't know, man. I mean, I know we talked about the Donovan Mitchell, and we ain't getting too far into that. We should have made the deal, and in that starting lineup, we see like, yeah, they should have made that deal and that bench. But I like where we at right now. I like where we at right now. We ain't the sexiest team, but we got some pieces definitely. And I would say fifth for me would probably be just Thibs. Yeah, I would say Thibs is kind of like the same for your list. The rotations, the believing in his players, you know what I mean? Quickly going 4 for 18, letting them do it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're going to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? Because I know Quickly went to the locker room and everybody looking at him like, my man's right here.
Trip it out.
Can I get the ball? Can I feel that for a second? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like on 2K, can you press X for me one time? You know what I mean? Like, my man was not passing that ball. So 4 for 18, crazy night for him. You know what I mean? And I guess that's kind of leading me into my negatives. I would start with Emmanuel Quickly, looking crazy. You know what I mean? Looking crazy out there. Let's
check it out.
And it's like Thibs is giving you ample opportunity, and it's like you're not going to get that starting point guard position. You're not. We just gave a man $100 million. You know what I mean? Like, you're not. So just play your role. If that's what you are, just a bucket getter. You know what I mean? They get your shots off, and then when it's not happening for you, move it around. And it seemed like he tried to play. Look at me, it's my turn. After Obi dropped the 24 points, did his thing. You know what I mean? Between the legs and the guard and going crazy. It's like quickly got to show, I could do something too. I may not be athletic, but I could hit the floater. I could shoot the three. I could do, you know what I mean? When it's just like, bro, just play your game. Right. And that's kind of proving that we need Derrick Rose because that stability off that bench, just like we got the stability with Jalen Brunson in the starting lineup. Derrick Rose is that crafty veteran that's been there, that's played in big games. You know what I mean? And quickly just is out here trying to prove himself. And it's like, if you playing for Thibs, we're trying to win games. This ain't proving yourself, Tom. You know what I mean? So I would just say my next point would probably be Cam Reddish. Man, I was high on him, man. I was like, all right, look, he gonna come in training camp. You know what I mean? He gonna take the summer serious. They said he was in Westchester all summer doing this thing, working out with the trainers and, working out with the coaches. And it's just not panned out for him, man. It's not transpiring to the game. It's like he gets the ball and
it's very disappointing, man. He just disappointed me a lot. It really took. I had to give Thibs credit. You know what I mean? I had to sit there and say, let me shut up and let Thibs coach. You know what I mean? I've been saying a lot of craziness, like IQ should start, and I'm seeing him be a point guard. It ain't working. Cam should have played more, and obviously he's there and he's seeing what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just bile out.
Sit over here, yeah. Sit on the sideline and be a fan.
Let him do what you do. Sorry, Thibs.
Yeah, and it's like another thing is like he doesn't, like you say, he doesn't do anything well. When he gets the ball, if his one or two moves don't work, curtains. Because he picked the ball up every time. He don't continue his dribble. If his little spinner only behind the back don't work, that's it. He gonna force a shot after that. Like, and it's like we seen, some glimpses on the defensive end. I could say I'm not gonna scrub him over there on the other side of the court. He been all right. You know what I mean? Played some handsy defense and strips.
Okay. He hasn't been like killed over there, but it wasn't nothing to stand out to say, okay.
That's going to get him on the court.
Yeah, on the court.
Nah. Yeah. And it's like the offensive end, it's like I thought when we got him, they said he was Paul George. That's what I thought. That's what Atlanta told me. Hey,
listen, man, I'm going back on a lot of my takes when the draft happened. I said Cam going to end up being the best out of that Duke group. Watch, give him 4 years, and man, I'm just putting my head down. You know, what I mean, he disappointed me, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He disappointed me, man. That's it. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully, like once we trade him, he put it together somewhere, but it's not going to be here. That's not that.
So kind of to get to my next point, Obi Toppin, man, 24-point game, looked great, highlights, did all of that, but I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the stuff that's actually going to get you on the floor. You know what I mean? The leak outs and stuff like that. That's great, but how many are great teams going to let you do that? You know what I mean? The Warriors, the Bucks, the championship contender team, they're not going to let you do that 3, 4, 5 times a game. That's what the Pistons do. The Pacers do. That's why you did it. You know what I mean? Like, he did that toward the end of the season last year, but look who he's playing. The Wizards, the Hornets. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen in real games. And now I'm starting to – that's another point I want to make is like kind of like what you saying to Cam Reddish with quickly in the point guard thing. Like, Thibs know what he's doing, bro. Like, just because Obi could get a 24-point game here and there, and now I'm not saying he shouldn't get his minutes. The man should get his 23 minutes a night, you know, however it happened, make it happen. But he's not a starter yet. He's not a starter yet because you know why? On that offensive end, when you're giving that ball in the starter lineup to Randall, I could give him the ball, right? And he could put the ball on the floor and make a basket, make a play, make a pass, get to the basket, downhill, get to the free throw line. Obi not doing that because when he get the ball, he's not comfortable with the dribble. And you see it. So it's just like the shot not consistent. You're not all the way comfortable yet with handling the ball. It's just you're a bench player, my boy. You're a bench player. You know what I mean? And final point on the negative end is Isaiah Hartenstein got to be more consistent. We saw some nice passes. We saw some threes in the first preseason game. And then we seen him get cooked on defense too. Smoked by amateurs, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Fowler
didn't make it.
He seems to be fouling a lot.
He a fouler. Yeah. He a fouler for real. Like, if he get beat, that's it. That foul coming. You know what I mean?
I was concerned, and I thought he was more of a shot blocker. I seen him play here and there, but I didn't really see his game. Right. Really good passer, can shoot. I don't think he's a great shooter. I think he can make the three. But the fouling is concerning.
Yeah, and that's what Mitch has kind of gotten away from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He kind of plays more on his instincts now, and it's like I think Mitch also had some motivation with Hartenstein because, you know, us as the fans, we saw what he was able to do and what guys were saying, you know, the quote-unquote experts saying that, you know, he could pass the ball, shoot the ball, a little bit of a shot blocker here and there, you know, and Mitch heard that, I'm sure. And he was like, all right.
Yeah, I got
we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, if Hartenstein is going to play like this, I need Sims to get on that floor. That's just me. But
you'll see a little bit of Sims, depending on how bad he struggles. But you know, preseason, new team, I'll give him 20 games. I give everybody 20 games. That's my thing. You got 20 games. We pretty much.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. So we know everybody's going to be trying to tank eventually for that guy, for that boy, Mr. Victor, or Scoop, you know, generational top 2 talent. I'm sure throughout the season we're going to start hearing Derek Whitehead and some other guys, you know what I mean, the Thompson twins and some other guys. But as for right now, you know, what we saw with Victor, teams are going to start doing some things to get them L's up. You know what I mean? Do you feel like the Knicks are going to make a move this year to ultimately get into that playoff position or like, you know, top 7 seed, solidify top 6, top 7 seed? Do you feel like, because a team is going to trade a star. It's going to happen. We don't know where. We don't never know where. We didn't ever think KD would act out. You know what I mean? So, but do you feel like the Knicks are going to make a mid-season move to try to kind of get into that for sure playing for playoff contention. You know what I mean?
I think if it's available that they think is a clear upgrade, I think they will. I think they really want to make the playoffs. They're not going to tank. So like, I guess it depends on how well they're playing. Like, if they're 10 games over 500 magically or something, and they're just clicking, they probably say let's just play it out, right? If they're hovering around 500, a couple games out of the playoff spot or whatever, a good player become available. I think they almost have to do it at this point. Like, they put themselves in position with the amount of money they gave these players. You know, Brunson 100 million, RJ, Randall, you know the deal, Mitch. You know what I mean? You got a player that's going to help you make the playoffs, and not a play-in, but the actual playoffs, and be there. You have to just do it at this point. I don't see how you don't.
Right.
Honestly, I don't see how you don't do it. So
now, let me ask you this: you think it's a star, like good player?
I don't think it's going to be a star available this year. Not unless it's like one team that's like good but loses their main star and a secondary star. They like, if we trade them, we can take this year and add to. You know what I mean? Something crazy like that happened. Maybe I think it's always a player available, probably a good player.
Right.
I don't think it's a star, but I think as long as that player is within 24 to 28 range, I think they would be wise to investigate it to try to get another good player to take them over that hump. Because not making the playoffs this year and getting the 13th pick, that's just not. No fan that I know that's a Knicks fan is happy with not making the playoffs, win 39 games, get the 13th pick. I know it's a deep draft, but like, I don't want to see that again. Either go for it or tank. Like,
yeah, I mean, playing the middle road is never the best. You know what I mean? So I understand. You know me, I'm on board with tanking, but it's not what we're gonna do. We never do it. You know what I mean? Even when we did do it, we got the third best player. You know what I mean? So
it really works. I mean, for us, but I'm hopeful that at least we'll see some exciting basketball this year. I'm hoping that we stay pretty much injury free, and one other young player just take a step. That's all I can ask for this year. Honestly, just one other young player. I think RJ is going to be RJ. He'll get you 22, 21 in the run that range. I just need it to be Grimes, IQ, Obi to take that next step. Like, that's our next spot. And
I think it's going to be Grimes.
I think so too. This is a starter. He's a starter. If nothing else, he's our guy for the next 8 to 10 years with RJ Bronson, right? I need that to happen, and then we can go from there. But if none of these young players take a notch up, it's really discouraging. Like, if not getting the star and the young players stagnant, it's a discouraging place to be in. So,
right.
That being said, I mean, what's your actual prediction on the record? Then we're gonna get into a little bit of that there, that little football team there. But
hey,
yeah, you know that,
exciting times, very exciting times around here.
Record.
I got 44 wins.
44.
I think.
You think better than I. You think they're gonna be better than I think they're gonna be.
I think because I think they're gonna make a move.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it might be for a fringe star, maybe an OG, maybe another guy, maybe like a CJ McCollum level, and I think it's gonna be at that wing position. And I think it'll be Grimes stepping up, it'll be Brunson stability, RJ shot. It'll be some things that's going to transpire that get that 44 wins. Now, of course, if they don't make that move, which is my prediction, and things look a little shaky. But I mean, this team won 37 games with an atrocious year. Randall's mental off the rocks. Burks playing starting point guard. Kemba's like a skeleton. You know what I mean? Evan is.
Not to cut you off, it was a weaker East. So you won 37 games, yes, but
Yeah.
it's better. Like, the Cavs, Toronto got another year. Boston got, championship experience now. You going up against the Bucks again. You know what I'm saying? Like Sixers got Harden on a comeback year in shape, ready to go. You know, you're playing different teams now. Like teams are better. Only team that really got worse is Charlotte.
Yeah.
Washington, you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
So
that's why you got to make a move.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do for sure.
You got to make a move. It's just like it's inevitable. You know what I mean? It's inevitable. You got to make a move. Um, and I think, but I think if Grimes can be 13 point a night guy, great defense, consistent jump shot. If Brunson can give us 17, 18 a night, RJ has the shot rolling. Mitch is going to be playing stout defense. If the bench can do its job, why I don't see because there's going to be some wins where you beat the Warriors or you beat the Bucks on a night. So it's going to be a couple of those. And if you just handle business against the teams that you're supposed to, I maybe 44 may be a little aggressive, but I mean,
It's
40.
possible. It's possible to win 35 or 44. I mean, I don't think either is crazy. I just think that you're predicting a move. I think as is, I think it's a 500 team or a little below,
Right.
personally. If a move come, yeah, I can shoot them up, 3-4 spots, but I don't necessarily see a move. It could happen, but right now, I'm just going to basing it off of what we have today. Very 44 is possible, 35 is possible, 41 is possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
see them under 35. I don't see them going over 45. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 game span where they're kind of in to me. They add a star and not give up too much some kind of way, then that'll be a different conversation. But as is, they're a mid team. Like they're mid. But listen, hey, my Giants wasn't even supposed to, we wasn't supposed to be 5-1 right now. You
No.
know what I mean? The Jets weren't supposed to be 4-2
No.
based off the roster. So things happen. Strange things happen every now and then.
It's just stranger things happen in that other league.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
don't happen in the NBA like that.
I didn't see the Cavs being good last year. Like before the season started, I didn't say, "Oh, the Cavs is Garland's going to be an all-star," and you know what I mean. I didn't see that. I didn't see Toronto necessarily being as good as they was. I thought they was kind of rebuilding. So teams do come. You know what I mean. Sometimes that hunger take over, that chemistry take over. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to shortchange the guys. I think it's talent on the team. I just don't expect it. But hey, I didn't expect. We're gonna get into this football now. I expect my guys to be 5-1 right now. You know what I'm saying?
I see y'all.
I didn't see it coming, but you know what? Heart. You know what I'm saying? Defense and heart. And any sport for real can take you to another level even without the talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to win championships that way, but you can definitely make some people uncomfortable with a little bit of defensive intensity and just heart altogether. And we're seeing that with my team. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you get into your Jets, but you're seeing that with my team. We down today, 20-10, fourth quarter against Lamar Jackson. They dominating us. And then it's like, no, you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? And you just seeing it play after play in the fourth quarter. The heart is just the team.
Crazy. That's crazy to see, man.
Believe, like, no, we're going to win this. Like, they got a belief, and they got heart, man. And now I got football to look at, like, for the first time and God knows how long. Like, I could watch the games and be like, yo, we actually got to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping the Giants continue that type of heart and the Knicks show it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 5-1. That's all I'm gonna say. Just gonna keep quiet, stay over, and the worst 5-1 team ever. We'll keep playing that role. I'm good with it. Where you at with the Jets? I seen that today. Dominating performance from y'all.
Man.
Dominating. But
that defense, man. I'm gonna start with the defense. That defense is nasty. The the Williams brothers, Quincy and Quinnen. Aaron Rodgers felt it. We busted his thumb up, sacked him, pressured him, and frustrated. He on the sideline cursing. He upset.
New York teams, consecutive weeks,
back to back. And I remember last week, Jair Williams said, "I'm gonna start." Jair Alexander said, "I'm gonna start worrying if we lose next week." And you lost again.
Worry. Start to worry.
That defense, man. Sauce Gardner, everything as expected.
Oh, he's real.
Everything as advertised.
Nah, you know what? Y'all running back, bro.
I was getting there. Brees trading up to go get him in the second round.
Man, I wanted my team to get him. Man, I love that kid, man. I'm not a big college football guy, but I seen him play. And before the draft, man, you had a conversation. I was like, yo, if I can find a way to get him behind Barkley, man. I wanted to be nice, man. Nice. Real.
Man, he's that dude. And Zach, 110 yards, 10 for 18. Like, it wasn't him. You know what I mean?
If the defense dominated like that, just don't lose the game if you're the quarterback. Don't lose.
Defense was.
Just don't lose.
And the referees was trying to do a little funny business to get the Packers, like, in position.
They always do. It's okay.
It was not working. It was not working today, man. I was out on a little bit on Joe Douglas, our GM. He put together a hell of a draft, man. Like, these rookies is the reason why this is happening. We got a number one in Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, number one running back, Jermaine Johnson on the defense, Sauce Gardner on the defense. It's looking lovely right now. We got Robert Saleh calling smart plays. We got Matt LaFleur calling smart plays upstairs and the offense coordinator. It's just looking beautiful right now. Like, I can't say anything but just be happy, keep riding. You know what I mean? Keep my head down 4-2.
It's been so bad. It's just we're just excited to have meaningful football this time of year. Because normally we 1-5, and I'm like looking at the draft and then not even caring, like focusing on the Knicks. But now I'm gonna watch I'm excited about the next season starting. But I'm like, yo, my team is 5-1. Back to beat the Packers and Ravens back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back.
Underdogs on both. You know what I'm saying? Like, beat the Titans going to Tennessee, the opening season. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. Just keep
big wins.
Keep winning.
Some big wins.
We already got all of last year, bro. We won 4 wins last year. We got 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. Coaching.
We're not that great of a talented roster. Like, it's
not at all, especially the wide receiver position.
I was just about to say, receivers is ass.
We playing with like practice squad guys. Like, look, real, like plastic practicing. Like, those guys are coming off the practice squad playing, like, for real. Like, we got our second round pick back. He showed something today, Wardell Robinson, but the rest of those guys are practice squad guys. Like, so I'm impressed with Daniel Jones. Like, nothing crazy. But 2 touchdown passes again today, no interceptions, staying chill. You know what I mean? Barkley playing
being the best manager a manager could be.
That's better than what we had before. I mean, he was throwing a ball to the other team every other play. Like, now he's making smart decisions with it. If he ain't got it, he take the sack or throw it out of balance. I mean, like, coaching means a lot in football, more than any other sport. If you got a good coach in football, you got a chance, man.
You do. And we watching it.
Crazy. It's crazy, the difference, man. But other than that, man, we're going to get back together again. Kind of touch on the whole basketball kind of like preview before the season started on Wednesday.
Yep.
So, we're going to come back together and kind of give our overall predictions, our championship predictions. And go from there, man. But it's been good to get back together, talk a little New York sports in general.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
of course it has.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my football day today.
Of course.
And get back together and get those predictions in.
All right, my guy. Well, wrapping up the 12th episode of the Trippin-N-The Mecca podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Till next time.
All right, y'all.